What is up, you guys? It is your boy, the Powerful Swordsman here, aka the Bankai to the motherfucking Tencho. Today, this is a tutorial for the Senran Kagura body scale. This is for Senran Kagura Shinovi versus. I'm not doing this for Estival versus, just Shinovi versus. If you want to do Estival versus, I suggest you look up a different video on how to do that one, because this is only for Shinovi versus on the PC. But when I do get a better PC, a better PC than the better one that I have now, then I will consider, doing the whole body scale thing for Estival versus. But for now, this is for Shinovi versus and for anyone who wants to use the option of body scale in Shinovi versus. Let's get this shit started with the tutorial. If you didn't, you better check that link below on the description. That link leads to this website right here, which will give you pretty much everything for the Senran Kagura body scale thing. It's going to give you the application to use. I'm going to go over every step of it with you guys along the way. We're going to make this fast and simple, bro. Probably around 5 or 6 minutes. Let's get this shit started, bro. Alright, so you got this shit downloaded. Make sure you have that shit downloaded. Once that's downloaded, we can get started. Alright, so that's probably downloaded for y'all. Let's continue. So let me open up the documents now. So hold up. Alright, so once you got that one right there, let's head straight on to the body scale right here. We're gonna open that up. Make sure you extract with 7-zip or WinRAR, or whichever thing you have that can, whichever application you have that can extract this. Open up the archive and shit like that. Hold on, let me open up the archive real quick. So I'm using OBS and shit. So open up the archive. So I'm gonna open that up for y'all. Hold up. Gotta switch that over. All right, so once you open up the archive, you just click on, pretty much I suggest you make a folder, or just extract all of it. Actually, don't make a folder. You're supposed to basically just extract all of this shit together like that. And once it's basically extracted, you are going to go back to your downloads, go to the folder of where it's at. Well, there's really no folder for it. Once it's extracted, just look for the amount of items you extracted, and what you're going to do, you're going to take those 4 things you saw. You're basically going to take those 4 things you saw right here, and you're going to copy them. Well, you can move them over, but you're going to take these right here, go straight to your documents where your Senran Kagura Shinovi versus is at. Shinovi versus right here. My bad. That's the saves. My bad. Right here. Shinovi versus is right here. So once you go there, where the application is at, right, you're going to paste that exact thing from where the application is at. I'm not going to paste it again because I already have it pasted there already, so I'm just showing y'all. So what you're going to do, grab those 4 little things that you copied and paste them here, or you can just move them here. It's entirely up to you. Make sure the application is exactly where the 4 files you're pasting them are at. They got to be in the same place as the root. They got to be in the same place as the root of the game. So, once you do that, that's pretty much, they're right here. Once you paste them in there, they're going to show up right here. The body scales and all that shit and everything else. So the instructions right here, the instructions will be there. So it's going to tell you everything and all that shit. So once you got all those, what you're going to do, you're going to open up body scale, right? We're going to do this shit together. So you're going to open up body scale. Once you get that shit opened up, you basically want to, hold on, my bad. So let me open up the body scale thing. It's got to be opened up from the OBS. So where's that shit? Body scale. Okay, so it's opened up. Oh, that's the wrong one. There it is. So once you open up the body scale, this is what it looks like, the Senran Kagura body scale. You're going to see an icon, I believe, of Katsuragi. So you click on that, and then it's going to take you right here. And it says select character. Basically, you're going to select the character of, basically you're going to select the character of who you want to have those big tits, basically, in a big hip or any of that shit. So Asuka, I have her body at 0.94. I can make it bigger. You can choose to make the body bigger, because I have Daidoji's body, like Daidoji in the game, I have her body a little bit bigger, but I suggest you leave it down a bit. Unless you want to be able to see the height of the character, I suggest you leave it down a bit. But I have Daidoji a bit bigger, because bigger is better. But yeah, 0.94, that's what I got Asuka at. We're gonna use Asuka's. Actually, let's use Yumi. We're gonna use Yumi as a test. So Yumi right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave the head, because when I literally hopped on the game, the head was literally changed by accident. Yumi's head was literally popping up the screen, bro. So we're gonna put the body out. What do we want the body at? We want the body, you can leave the body right there. We're just doing a test on the tits right now. We'll do a test on the body after the tits, maybe, I don't know, but the body's up to you. But if you're gonna do the body, I suggest you use if you're gonna do the body, take a look at how I made Daidoji's. If you're looking to make it a bit bigger, use this exact size for Daidoji. So Daidoji's body is pretty much up to 2, so that's I suggest you leave it at 2 or 1 point something. But yeah, But anyway, we're gonna go to Yumi because we want Yumi's side right here. So now for those who love those type of thick girls and shit like that, you know, thick girls, big ass and all that stuff, first things first, we're gonna start off from the bust. We want the bust at 2 because that's basically like beyond a woman's tits, you know, like bigger. And I'm talking about big, bro, to the point where you could still see their face a little bit, but the boobs are blocking them. So let's try a simple size. Let's try how about 1.6? 1.6 ought to do it, yeah. Alright, so now be minded when you do this, don't have the game open. You cannot have the game open. If you have the game open, it's gonna be a problem because you can't do it while the game is open. Because if you're probably thinking maybe the boobs are gonna grow and all that stuff when you're editing it while the game is on, it's not gonna do that. You have to do this while off the game. Make sure the game is X'd out and all that stuff. It needs to be X'd out while you're doing this. So once you have this saved, like once you're done with everything, you click the save right there and wait for that little typing line to disappear. You like put the save right there, and that's pretty much it. Then you can open up the game and check it. All right. So other than that, all right, we got 1.6 for the bust. We're gonna start with an easy size. Now for the hips. I want say I put 1.1 for Daidoji. So anyone who loves those type of thick girls and all that stuff, and you want your Senran Kagura waifu to look thick as hell, man, with a big hip and all that shit, and you know, thick thighs and shit like that, if you know what I mean. Going to hips is your best option. Well, not thighs. I don't think you do the thighs, but yeah, the hips. Yeah, 1.1 for me. I'd probably put 1.0, but 1.1 for me, because you know I have my option on girls and how I think and how I imagine them to be in my dreams. So yeah, 1.6 for the bust and 1.1 for the hips. So I think we're all good. Now this right here, unmovable. Unmovable is basically if you want the boobs to jiggle or any of that shit. And jelly is pretty much where the boobs obviously jiggle. So if you're familiar with Dead or Alive 5 and that whole jiggle option where you can use the breast motion and stuff, you put it down for, you know, unmovable, and you put it to oh my god, OMG for where you want the boobs to move completely and shit like that and bounce and shit. That's how it is. But anyway, if you're done and you choose your character and stuff like that, like you click on the little arrow and hold on a sec. You just click on the little arrow right there, and it gives you you just click on the arrow right there. I can't really show it, the list of characters, because OBS is not letting me, but you get what I'm talking about. You click on the little arrow, and once you click on the little arrow, you choose from one of your characters. So I chose Yumi. So yeah, my bad. Yumi, my bad. All right, so yeah, I chose Yumi. Let me put that thing in again one more time. I put 1.1 for the hips, and I think I put, let's try maybe 1.5. Actually 1.6 ought to do it. Yeah. So there you go. So save it. Body's fine. What did I put at the body? Yeah, leave the body. Body's fine. Bust is fine. Hips are fine. Head is fine. You got to set the jelly, so it's gonna be jiggle physics. Okay. Now we can head on. So make sure to exit out, and let's hop on Shinobi Versus. Alright, so we're on Shinobi Versus right now. Got everything in high settings, bro. So let's get this shit. Now, right now we chose Yumi. Well, I think it's switched to Minori, but you're gonna see what Yumi looks like. She's gonna show right in front of you guys. So give it a sec. Okay, so there's Yumi right over there. As you can see, voila. I don't know if you can see a little bit, but there it is. Yumi's tits are bigger than before. So hold on, let me switch to let's head to the dressing room. First thing you want to do first, like you can see it from here, but I suggest you go to the dressing room. So, because that's where we play with the tits, you know? So we're gonna switch straight on to Yumi. Yumi-chan. Okay, so here's Yumi. And there y'all go. This is the typical boob size we're talking about. I know, I mean, we could go lower, but I guess I overdid it a little bit with Yumi's tits, but you know. There you go. So regular Gisen uniform, and then her Shinobi transformation. And let's just say Yumi fits the description. Well, Katsuragi fits it more, since her outfit is pretty much an unbuttoned uniform and shit. But yeah, okay. So and then this is the part we've pretty much all been waiting for. So let's test that shit out. And there y'all go. It's not really hard to get the big boobs showing in the game. I'm not a master with mods. I just know the simple things and all, but I didn't say I'm a master with mods. The person who did this is like, salute to that person, bro. But yeah, let's take the display off. I'm about to take the display off. Zoom in a bit. Those tits, well, sadly they're not her real, you know, boob size, but you know, this is every man's dream, and if they want to do it like this, then that's fine then. But that's pretty much that's pretty much how you get it done. So let's give those babies a try, you know. Let's now you see that we can see how we can move it, and there you go. Are you truly that interested? Hell yeah, I'm interested. But there y'all have it. We also worked on the hips. I think we worked on the hips a little bit. Like there's actually a sudden change a little bit in the hips because I put the hips up a little bit. So that way the butt is gonna look even more bigger than before. But yeah, that's the hips basically. So the thighs I think we gotta like probably, I don't think there's an option for the thighs. No, there's not. There's only one for the body, the head, and I don't think anyone's gonna be messing with the head. I don't think anyone even cares for the head. They only care for the boobs and the hips. So other than that, I also want to work on that, you know, stomach, if you know what I mean, bro. I said I prefer thick girls, so there you go. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. That's how you get the body scale to work in Senran Kagura. So I'll say it one more time. The link to the body scale option, the link to the body scale application is in the description, so click on that shit. And yeah, like I said before, once you get it downloaded, you extract that shit with WinRAR or 7-zip. I use 7-zip. Use whichever you can to extract all 4 of those things. Make sure they're put into the root of the folder, which is basically where the application is at. Make sure it's together with the application, otherwise it's not gonna work. Otherwise the application is not gonna work. It needs the application. It needs to be where the game application is at, where Shinovi Versus' application is at, in order for this shit to work. If you don't have it there, it's not going to work. So just rewind back if you honestly don't know how to do it. Just keep checking that. Other than that, that's how you do it. And make sure that when you're editing, like when you're editing the boob size or the head size or whichever size in the body scale option, in the body scale application, make sure that the game is X'd out. Because if the game is not X'd out and you're editing it while the game is on, it's gonna pop up a notification saying that there are error files of why you can't get it working while the game is on, because the game is on. Make sure the game is X'd out completely. I'm talking about completely, otherwise you're gonna have problems and shit. So make sure that, you know, the game's X'd out, and make sure you're editing this. Make sure you save it too, and make sure those configuration settings are right, because if you mess something up, especially the head's gonna be the biggest problem in showing up, popping on the screen, because I had that same problem with Yumi. So other than that, you guys, I think that's all for today. You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome, because I don't think there was a single tutorial on how to do this, so I honestly had to do this tutorial for you guys. Other than that, you guys, it is your boy, the Powerful Swordsman here, aka the Bankai to the motherfucking Tencho, signing out.
Rolling deep into your underground grave, though the center prior